Let's talk about Jonah fleeing from God. In the book of Jonah, chapter 1, it says, "The word of the Lord came to Jonah, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, for their wickedness has come up before me." But Jonah arose to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. Jonah didn't run because he couldn't hear God. He ran because he heard God clearly and didn't like what God was saying. To God, Nineveh wasn't just another assignment, but to Jonah, it was those people. Those people who are violent, who are cruel, who are enemies. And Jonah knew exactly what God was sending him to do, right? He was sending him to redeem a people that Jonah did not like, and he wanted no part of it. So instead of going to Nineveh, he boarded a ship and went to Tarshish, which was 2,500 miles away in the opposite direction, as if that distance could dull his obedience. And so the question we have to answer is, how often do we do the same thing? We don't usually run from God because his call on us is unclear. A lot of times we run because that call collides with our preferences, collides with our prejudices, collides with our pain. And so we're willing to serve, just as Jonah is willing to serve, but we're not willing to serve there. We're willing to love, just not them. We're open to God's will as long as it aligns with our sense of who deserves mercy, right? And so Jonah's flight reveals to us a hard truth. Sometimes our disobedience isn't rooted in fear, it's rooted in judgment. We disapprove of the people that God approves of for ministry. We resist grace when it's extended to those we think should earn it or don't deserve it or never receive it at all, right? They don't deserve to receive his grace. But God's call exposes the wideness, the depth of his heart. Nineveh mattered to him. Even when it offended Jonah's sense of judgment, Nineveh mattered to God. And God didn't give up on Jonah either. He pursued him, not to punish him, but to realign his heart with his own compassion, with God's compassion. So before we judge Jonah too harshly, ask this of ourselves, right? Ask this question about ourselves. Who am I avoiding? Who have I written off? Where might God be calling me to go, or who might God be calling me to love that I've been running from, right? The grace that saved us is the same grace God wants to give through us, even to people we'd rather not engage with, or people we look down on, or people that we despise sometimes even. Obedience begins when we trust that God's mercy is wiser than our own opinions. Ask yourself today, who is God placing on your heart right now that you've been avoiding? And be honest. Where has his call challenged you? Where has his call challenged your comfort? Where has his call challenged your preferences or your sense of who deserves grace? And then take an intentional step towards obedience this week and reach out. Forgive. Serve. Simply start a conversation with the person or group you've been resisting or avoiding, and don't wait for your feelings to change. Let obedience lead. Pray. Say, Lord, search my heart and reveal where I've been running from you. Soften my judgments and align my heart with your compassion. Give me the courage to go where you send me and to love as you love, even when it's difficult. Hopefully through some of these actions, God will lead you into a place that while it may be uncomfortable, it will impact someone's life.